$750,000 is a lot of money. But $750,000 ain't what I would call compensation for 44 years of a man's life that was intentionally put in the penitentiary. I was 20-year-old when I left the street. My mother was 42. My dad, he was 45. For 44 years, I didn't spend no time with my mother and father. My dad died. Last thing my sister said my daddy said, till when I tried, till when I did all I could to get him out. My mother died 30 days before I got out. Her last words to my sister, "You running home? You tell me what that's worth. You tell me what's that worth." $750,000. That's what that's worth. I'm a fighter. Pick him court. I'm a fighter. Bull. You take my life, then you're going to tell me what that's worth. Not to me.
That brother name is Ronnie Long, if I'm correct, and he served 44 years in North Carolina for a crime that he said he didn't commit and that he was found to be guilty for. Again, after 44 years, innocent for. The courts overturned the case after he had served 44 years, and according to state law in North Carolina, they are supposed to award you like $50,000 for each year that an individual serves due to a wrong conviction. But he was only awarded $750,000, which amounted to roughly 15 years of the 44 years that he served. And I didn't play the whole clip, but I will try to tag the person who has the entire video, and where you can go over there and watch the entire video. But what that made me think about, because one of the things that he said was that you can't put a price on another man's time. You can't put a value on another man's time. And a lot of times that's what people will try to do. I once heard this, it made me think of this. I once heard a person say that whenever we're late for someone, like if you agree to meet someone at a certain time and you're late, whether you're late for an appointment, late for your work, whatever, you're saying to that person that their time isn't as valuable as your time. Because when we flip it around, we don't like people being late for whatever, thing that we've set aside for someone to meet us at. But my point is this here. For me, when I was incarcerated and I done my time, this last time, I knew I wanted to be different when I come home. I knew I had to start responding to life differently, because I was no longer willing to give away my time and my life like that no more. I tell dudes today, I say, man, just to think about incarceration, that's life for the birds, because it's like being buried alive. It's like your life stops. Your life living, being productive, being free, being able to let the atmosphere around you reflect who you are. Like living in your own place, being in control of your own environment, everything in that house, when it's yours, right? When you live in the house, it reflects who you are. If it's nasty, if it's clean, if it's peaceful, if it's in disarray, all of it reflects who you are. So for me, it's no way I can find myself being willing to submit to an environment like incarceration again. And one of the things that keep me in check is knowing that I no longer live for me. Even though I had some sons, right? I have 4 boys. And my oldest 2 were around when I went the last time. But my mindset was street, and just all of that came with it. And today, I think on such a higher level now, to where there's no way I can let those down who are counting on me to win. My sons are counting on me to win. My grandkids is counting on me to win. It's people who are incarcerated, still incarcerated. Those who know me, and some don't even know me, don't even know they counting on me to win, and are counting on me to win. And when I say win, I mean to get it right, to stay out here and live and be productive and get the most I can out of this environment. It ain't easy. It's a lot of sacrifice has to be made. And that's why a lot of us who live the street life, that's why we do it, because we lack the discipline required not to live it. It's a whole nother level of discipline an individual have to apply to have to wake up and go to a job, right? To have to manage your money, to pay certain bills and all that. It's a whole nother level of discipline. But once you've been incarcerated long enough, you will realize that you can do it, because guess what? You do it when you're incarcerated. You work for less. And you have to still get up and get to work at a certain time, or you'll get rolled up. And a rolled up amounts to you staying there longer. Or it may amount to you having a certain range of your freedom in there also took while incarcerated. So here's what I'm really saying all that to say. Man, there was a time where I tried to make my time count wherever I was. When I was in there, I really was on it. And God willing, I get right back on that same square, because in there, whether I'm at an appointment, I'm anywhere. If I'm somewhere just sitting waiting, I'm reading. Even if, let's say, if I went to a fast food place or whatever to order something, if I'm sitting there waiting, guess what? I'm reading. I'm reading this book I'm trying to finish or something. But because I say that's how I was in there. No matter what I was and wherever I had to be to wait, because you wait a lot in there too. So no matter where I had to wait, I didn't like to just sit there and let my time just go by. It just go by idly. I wanted my time to count. And that is very important, that it's cool to have fun. It's cool. But you ever heard the term that time flies when you're having fun? Think about this here. Think about every moment you can think of when you just had a good ass time. It cost you something, didn't it? It cost you some money. It cost you some of your rest. And those really the main 2 things. Sometimes it may even cost some of your health. Sometimes you had so much fun, it did cost you your freedom. You end up locked up and getting out the next morning or next week or whatever, right? Some people, it had so much fun to where they died. It cost them their life. But having fun costs. That's the point I'm making. Having fun is cool sometimes. It's cool. But we have to portion it to where we work more and party less. Because one thing about when we're grinding and working and being productive, not just working, I'm saying being productive, is that when you get to look back on what your hands have produced, not only does it make you feel more valuable about who you are, but you become really much more appreciated by others that love you, count on you, depend on you because of the kind of value you bring to your life and to the world. So that when you pass, you didn't live your life just having fun 80% of the time, 60% of the time. You know, because it costs to do that. And the more you have fun, the less you have to show of your life, you know, of the time you spend, right? So, I mean, you know, that's what that video just really made me think about. It made me think about just really being more mindful of how I spend my time. And that's one thing I just wanted to extend out to you. Just to start being more mindful of how you spend your time. And ask yourself sometimes, is what I'm doing conducive towards my overall objective and goal? Because most of the time it's not. I remember, I'm going to say this in close. I remember I heard Robert Greene say, he said that you can typically tell who can be or going to be successful, or you can tell by yourself if you're going to be successful or not in a thing by how you spend the time in private, one. Two, the time of when you're bored, when you don't have nothing to do that you have to do. How you spend that time. Because most of us, when we have that idle time, we spend it doing some BS. We don't grab a book and learn something new, or, you know, cultivate our minds and stuff like that. You know, we do something to make us feel some kind of way. We do something to make us, you know, to kill the boredom. I want to be happy. I want to laugh. I'm finna go out. I'm finna have me a drink, or I'm finna, you know, call somebody over. You know, we do something to try to kill the boredom, right? Opposed to just cultivating that skill, you know, working towards that overall dream and goal and objective.